Not only did PTI get a community champion award, but you individually have been recognized with the 2020 Regional Recognition Award. And that award is given to members around the state who have shined in 2020. This year, we faced a year like any other, and our members have stepped up more than ever before. You planned your programs in around safety first, tennis second, and adjusted your model for play as frequently, researching and educating yourself on best practices. Then you took what you learned and assisted with educational training to help others. We thank you for your dedication and safety to the sport and are honored to present you with this award, the 2020 Regional Recognition Award. So tell me a little bit about how you first got involved with tennis, Wayne.
Well, sort of that magic 20 years. So for me, about 25 years ago, I decided that I would pursue, after my software career, tennis. I just wanted to do something with tennis, and I wanted to do something with teaching. So it was logical to get certified. So I went to the USPTR, or they called it USPTR at the time, PTR now, in Hilton Head, where I had been over the years many times to play tennis, and got certified in preparation, and then kind of launched trial by fire, really, actually. Went to the island of Nevis in the West Indies, built a little 2-court facility in conjunction with the island government there, and taught the kids there, the local island kids there, for 7 years. So that's how I got started. And then eventually found my way back to Hilton Head, where I live today, or I live in Bluffton today, near Hilton Head. So back to kind of where the certification and tennis really kind of started. And that's where we reside full-time now.
Well, there must be something about Hilton Head and Bluffton that drew you away from Nevis. And so I don't know what the draw is, but that is something.
Well, you know, seven years was a good amount of time. Nevis, if you take a look at the map, you almost can't find it. It's that small.
Right.
So it's 34 square miles, maybe. It's a very, very small island. So, you know, it's one of those cases where you probably could live there for a certain amount of your life, but if you're used to a little bit faster pace of life, eventually you're probably going to come back.
That makes sense. And I guess Bluffton has got such a small enough community feel that it feels like a small town. So it is a small town. But.
Yeah, you know, and actually there were real opportunities in Bluffton to do grassroots tennis. I mean, the relationship with PTI only came a few years ago. In the meantime, I actually reached out to the Parks and Rec people and said, look, I don't see a lot happening on some of the public courts. You know, what's the deal? And I found out that there was just, you know, the kind of thing that we do today was missing. And, you know, it wasn't like kids were just going to find their way to the courts and learn the skills. And, you know, we needed programs. And anyway, they were welcomed that with open arms. And so I started to work in Bluffton and Beaufort, grabbed a bunch of folks who I knew as initial volunteers. Those volunteers reached out to more volunteers. And pretty soon, you know, we had some programs going. And then the relationship with public tennis came through that, because as those programs were building, the public tennis folks said, hey, you know, there ought to be a match here. And we put it all together.
Well, you're just a tennis entrepreneur, Wayne, and that is fabulous. And it really sounds like you like the grassroots and initiating tennis and creating new opportunities for folks.
I love the idea of studying something. I'm kind of an inventor at heart. I mean, that's kind of my background. I love the idea of studying something, studying a situation, twisting it and turning it around a little bit, seeing how you can innovate, adding a little creativity and seeing what you come up with. And it's interesting because you would think that would be a very different skill for software or hardware or something that's computer driven, like robotics, which is one of the things that I do, and tennis. But in the end of the day, structurally, they're not that different.
Well, how about that? Well, Wayne, again, thank you so much for all your contributions to tennis. You've impacted countless number of lives, and you've changed the trajectory of many people, and you've created great opportunities for tennis in South Carolina. And I just want to thank you for all that you do for tennis and congratulate you once again on both of these well-deserved awards.
Thank you, James. I want to mention one more thing too. Just you're making me think about where the thanks really belongs. You know, partners are where it's at. This is, to me, sort of ironic to be having an organization like PTI that is receiving an award. One of the things we are really focused on is giving the credit to others. That's one of the reasons I think we're successful at what we do. And I think we are very appreciative of the efforts of our partners to do what we do, or to be the extensions of what we do, or to do it with them. And we're very quick to give them the credit for it. And I think it goes to the partners, it goes to the coaches, it goes to the volunteers, it goes to the players, it goes to the parents, it goes to the schools, it goes to the teachers. Those are the people who are really the conduit through which we succeed.
You're right about that. It's a complete ecosystem for tennis, and it takes all its different aspects have to work in tandem.